How are you, Don?
I'm good, thank you. I'm here in Seattle.
How is the weather in Seattle now?
Well, it's nice. It's sunny for Seattle, but it's not Puerto Vallarta.
Nothing compares to Puerto Vallarta, 100%.
No.
So, okay, tell me, where are you from, by the way?
Well, originally I was born in Philadelphia. I grew up in New Jersey. I went to college in Philadelphia, and after business school in Philadelphia, I moved to Seattle, where I went to work for Microsoft. And Seattle's sort of still my hometown. But after that, I went to San Francisco and worked for a company called Connectix, which made the world's first webcam, which is near and dear to a lot of gay people's hearts. And then after that, for a few years, I started an internet company, which went belly up in 2001 in San Francisco. And that's one reason why I left San Francisco.
What did you love about Puerto Vallarta the first time that you came here, for example?
Well, besides Pedro, which was definitely part of it, what I loved about Puerto Vallarta was that I wanted a place that had a beach, because I like the beach a lot. I wanted a place that had a gay life, and I wanted a place that I could learn immersion Spanish. And it was kind of down to Puerto Vallarta, Puerto Rico, or Costa Rica, and Puerto Vallarta is way closer to San Francisco. And there's a newspaper, it's still around in San Francisco, called the Bay Area Reporter. And I opened it up, there was an ad for a condo rented for the month right next to Blue Chairs, and it was like a sign, so I said, okay, I'll rent that condo. And I went down, met Pedro, met a lot of people, and I think that it's probably the best thing about Puerto Vallarta that is still true, that it's so friendly and so accepting and so nice. And, that's what attracted me really to come back and stay in Vallarta.
How was the gay scene back on the day when you came here the first time?
Oh, back in the Stone Ages. Okay. All right. Well, it's mostly a technology story, which is interesting to me because I was coming from a technology background. And, at the time, not only was there no internet, but you'll probably remember that back then people were just getting cell phones. And a lot of people didn't even have regular land telephones because Telmex was so awful at installing lines at the time. And we met people not only in real life, which was, gosh, what a concept, but we would meet people in the chat rooms in AOL. That was the first place that I think people started meeting online. And what was funny was in Vallarta, most people didn't have internet service at home, so they went to the physical internet cafes, and you'd be chatting with someone and you turn around like there's the person you're chatting with in the internet cafe.
Yeah.
But, before internet and Grindr and all that, what I thought was great about Puerto Vallarta was that you would see someone on the beach who you really liked, and then maybe you'd get up the nerve later to say hello when you saw that same person at a restaurant or at a bar. And, I always felt that I met more people from San Francisco in Vallarta than I ever met in San Francisco. It was just that much more friendly.
That's awesome. So, how was for you to be out, and how old were you when you decided to be out openly gay?
Well, it was in stages. I mean, it was a different world back then. And I kind of came out to my friends after college, like 23, and not at work until I went to business school and went to work for Microsoft. And one of my main reasons for liking to work at Microsoft is they were very supportive of diversity, and it didn't seem to be a problem to be out at Microsoft. So, as opposed to working for the financial community in New York, which, is still pretty closeted.
That's good. Now, when you came to Vallarta, and how come you decide to open the first gay hotel boutique in Puerto Vallarta? How come? How came this into your mind, to do it?
Well, what happened was in 2001, there was the 9/11 attacks. And so nobody traveled the whole next year. I was in Vallarta that winter, and I always say you could roll a bowling ball down Los Altos except for the rocks. But I mean, there was nobody there. It was weird, like the whole season. And so then the house that became Casa Cupula was on the market and no one was making offers because no one was traveling. And I thought, well, this isn't going to last for very long. And in 2001, before the Twin Towers, there was a crash in the tech stock market and my company closed. And so I didn't have anything to do. And I thought, well, I'll buy this place, I'll fix it up, I'll make it nice, make it a gay boutique hotel, because all my friends that came to Vallarta from San Francisco were renting villas. So you had to have everyone come Saturday to Saturday and somebody had to organize all of it. Not for me. So I just want to come down with one or two friends and have a place I could rent, Thursday to Tuesday or whatever. And also my friends in San Francisco were people that, generally speaking, had really nice homes, and they expected that when they went traveling, So that was sort of what I was gearing it toward. And opened it up in 2002 with a plan of fixing it up and going back to San Francisco, and never went back.
That's awesome. Okay, so let's go back to 2013. And that was the first Vallarta Pride. Do you remember that? Because I think we worked together in that 2013, 2014. But do you remember how was that first Vallarta Pride for you?
Well, I had been in lots of pride parades in Seattle and San Francisco and all that. And to me, the fact that Vallarta was so gay and didn't have a gay pride parade was just wrong. And so when we finally had it, I remember feeling so excited and so proud and so happy. And it was not commercial at all. We had a little Jeep in front. We had my dog in the Jeep. We carried this big, huge gay flag that went all the way down the street. My staff did. And we just had so much fun and we were so happy. And, it was small, but hey, it was the start that we could do it. We could walk down the street and promote our pride in Puerto Vallarta openly. And I think it made everyone just feel really, really great.
What do you think?
We did the first advertisement with the city tourism commission in a gay magazine in the U.S., the first openly gay announcement for Casa Cupula. And so it was kind of a milestone for Puerto Vallarta.
Yes.
I look back, you asked, do I remember what it was like back then? I was involved with starting the employee diversity group at Microsoft. I was involved with getting Microsoft to support the Northwest AIDS Foundation. I was involved with like 3 or 4 business associations in gay PV and the original Gay Pride and the hotel. And, it's just like, and now the community center, it's like, I can't seem to stop starting things. I get bored, gotta do something.
But I think it's great that you have this piece of in your heart that you want to do something for the community. So now, back to the thing. What do you think makes Puerto Vallarta very special to the LGBT community?
Excuse me, I had a really good friend when I moved to Puerto Vallarta, God love him, named Alfredo Covarrubias.
Covarrubias, I know him. I used to work with him.
Of course, yeah, wonderful man. He passed away, but he used to tell me that Puerto Vallarta had a gay element since the 60s when he was growing up here. And, it was always a place that welcomed tourists. And when you welcome tourists, you have to welcome different kinds of people. And so it was more sort of open. And then in the early 60s, when Liz Taylor started coming here from Hollywood, she brought what was called the Hollywood gay mafia of people like Rock Hudson, who weren't thought of as being gay, but had a lot of gay friends. And it kind of got the word out that Puerto Vallarta welcomed gay people, especially to the West Coast, LA, San Francisco, that area, and in the US. And they used to call it an artist enclave, which is back in the day what we would call like Provincetown or Key West or Puerto Vallarta. Like, you have a lot of artists there. Anyway, I guess that means sensitive people. Anyway, so the word got out that Vallarta was gay and fabulous. And by the 90s, Paco and Magali were opening the first, actual gay bars, Paco's and Balcones. And I came down in 1998 originally for the Latin Fever parties, which were held then. And I found that the destination was always very friendly, very warm, very receptive, very welcoming. And I always felt that I met more gay people in Puerto Vallarta from San Francisco than I ever met in San Francisco, because people were just, relaxing and having fun. I feel like the warmth of the people and the sense of belonging is still the greatest attribute of Puerto Vallarta. And that goes beyond the gay community. That goes beyond to welcoming all sorts of people who are different from the person who lives in Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, well, I know that you're very involved with the community. Can you please tell us a little bit more about the Vallarta Gay Plus? A little bit more about it, about the association?
Sure. We originally formed what we are calling the Vallarta Gay Plus Community Center to fill a vacuum that was left by the closure of CETEC, which was doing a terrific job distributing PrEP to about 700 people. And what we found was that there was so much enthusiasm from the gay community. And we say gay plus because there's just too many letters. Everybody, the gay people and everyone related, we said, let's call it gay plus. Because in Vallarta, I think we deal and we see mostly gay men, but there's all sorts of diverse elements to our community. And we found that there was a hunger to create a world-class community center, because Vallarta has become a world-class gay destination. In the last 25 years I've been here, rather than being a small, sleepy, place that only have one or two bars, we have like dozens now. And not just that, but the numbers of people and the strength of the diversity of the things that attract people to Puerto Vallarta has made it a world-class gay destination. So we have enough ideas to keep us busy for probably more than 20 years. But in the short term, in addition to continuing and enhancing the PrEP distribution, we expect to have STI tests and HEP available very quickly, and also STI treatment and what's called doxypep and PrEP, which is for prevention of other STIs. We also hope that in the future we'll be strong enough to be able to address new things that come up, like monkeypox came up out of the blue and started affecting the community. So who knows what'll be next year's thing. So we want to build a strong community center that can do that. If you'd like, I'd love to read you a couple lines from our mission statement.
Please do it.
Okay. I want to emphasize it's still in progress, because we're really taking our time to do this right and get a lot of input. And one of the things we'll be doing over the next probably month or maybe 2 or 3 is to have focus groups with people in our community to talk to them about what it is that they want to see a community center do. And so we may make changes, but what we said for now is the Vallarta Gay Plus Community Center's vision is to create and cultivate a vibrant, inclusive, world-class community center that serves as a dynamic regional hub for collaboration and mutual assistance. By harnessing the diverse talents and strengths of our community, we effect positive change within our community to support one another. We fiercely advocate for our community's equity and inclusion as a vital component of our region's diverse society. We offer access to physical and mental health care services, education, and support needed by the LGBTQ plus community, fostering empowerment, health, and wellness. And so that's sort of summing up all these themes that we're looking at, and what we can actually accomplish in 3 months or 6 months remains to be seen. But over the long term, as a vision, I think this concept as a dynamic regional hub for collaboration of our strengths as a community is a really, really great concept.
I think that's fantastic, that people, they can feel included, that they can be participant of this. Now, how people, they can be part of this, how they can help to the association. There is a website or a Facebook page or Instagram, how they can be or donate money if they want. I don't know.
Well, first of all, we've had a tremendous response from the community to donate money. And as we have enough to get started right now, we're holding back a little bit on that because we need to legally form our structure. I want to thank the Vallarta Food Bank, also known as Vallarta Cares, because we're operating as a project under their umbrella for now. And meanwhile, we're forming our own legal structure. You can go to our website, which right now is just VallartaGayCommunityCenter.com, all one big word. And on there, you'll find a contact us button. And you can use that to tell us that you have an idea, that you have something you'd like to see us do, that you'd like to volunteer, or that you'd like to donate. Just let us know what's on your mind, and we'll take it from there. The website is being built out now, and probably we'll see a full website within a month or two. So be a little bit patient because we're in our beginning stages. I do want to say that we just appointed our first executive director, who is a wonderful guy named Pedro Lopez. And Pedro was born in Jalisco. He worked in Southern California for many years, I think 25, in providing services, social services to the communities in Los Angeles and Riverside and areas around there. Ran an organization of 800 people that did that. And he moved back to Puerto Vallarta. He wanted to be part of the Puerto Vallarta community. And he's so excited about heading this up and bringing his experience back to help us structure this in Puerto Vallarta. So we are just super, super lucky to find somebody with this kind of literally world-class experience to help us move forward in this area.
That's fantastic. Well,
it really is.
Well, one of the things that I want to do is just to put your email here, that if someone has any question or if someone wants to join and be part of this, well, I really appreciate that they get in touch with Don, that, well, you have a lot of experience in all of this, bringing people and actually putting a business. And also that you were, as I told you, you were part of the initiators of the Vallarta gay community. And I'm saying this in a good way because I think you're a point of reference, honestly.
Thank you.
I've been living here for 17 years. And technically, kind of the first people that I met or that I heard was your name. So that's why I take you as a point of reference. I never met Magali, so I don't know if she still lives here in Vallarta.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, it's great to have this opportunity to meet you. Now, before that, we wrap around. So, what is your favorite book?
Okay, that's a good question. We're going the personal direction. My favorite book is clearly The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, which I read like 4 times as a kid. And I saw all the movies multiple times. My thing that I really find emotionally exciting about that is Sam loved his friend Frodo. He did everything for Frodo. That was, a love that always spoke to me as a gay man. And I thought it was kind of a really important foundation for that book. And also the idea of the Ring of Power as the temptation, to me, always represented like drug addiction. Like you're tempted, and if you do too much of it, then you're addicted and it's terrible and you've got to cast it off. And that's very hard to do. So I always saw that as an interesting metaphor.
That's awesome. What is your favorite gay singer?
Oh, for sure, Maluma. Oh, great. Huh?
Well, Maluma, just that you know, you have a good fan over here. So you should bring him to Casa Cupula. I don't know.
I'll work on that. Yes. Yeah.
What is your favorite Mexican food?
My favorite Mexican food. I'm going to say mole. Preferably more Oaxacan style, but the best mole I ever had was made by the grandmother of a boyfriend I had around 2005, and she came from Veracruz. And what I've learned, which I think a lot of people don't really get outside of Mexico, is mole is as unique as the abuela who makes it, right? There's a million mole recipes, and they're all delicious in different ways. And getting to know the mole that your grandma made is like to know your family,
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, totally agree with that. Yeah. So, well, Don, thank you so much for taking the time to do this very cool interview. I really appreciate it. And it's something that you want to add to the people that are watching this in this Pride Month?
Yeah. Well, my hotel is called Casa Cupula. We have a pool club, which is the pool club at Casa Cupula. And one of the main things that we like to promote about the pool club is everybody is beautiful. It's clothing optional, and so you can be out there and tan everything, but it's not about having a perfect body or being young or being muscular or being a perfect look. In my opinion, that's all over our community, and we need to work on love and acceptance and a feeling of belonging, and that's what we try to do at the pool club. So if you come and you enjoy it, don't worry about it. You can keep your clothes on if you want, but I think it's really important that people in our community have a sense where they feel like they belong and they're accepted and there's no stress. It's just enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. I think that's a fantastic concept because there are many misconceptions about probably being gay, like, oh, you have to fit into this category or thing like that. And that probably people that they are just starting to coming out, that they will feel insecure. So I think it's a fantastic idea that everyone is welcome and we are one family in the end of the day. So that's the thing. We are one family. And we are here together, technically holding hands, and we are part of this. And it's important, I think, too, that the youth knows that places like yours exist, that they can feel comfortable, that if they want an advice or if they want also, a place that they can feel comfortable. That's all. I think that's pretty important.
Yeah, and as the community center gets going, I hope we can do more of that with gay youth and with the trans community and with sex workers and other people who need support, want to feel part of the community, and maybe sometimes don't. And a big aspect of what we're trying to do is promote, we need to help each other. And, not everyone can be as beautiful as you, Pancho. So, some... So we all come from different backgrounds and different places. And look, the most important message to someone younger who's coming out today, regardless of what your family thinks about it or regardless of what your friends say, is be proud of yourself and have faith in you as an individual, who you are, because you know what? There's always someone tries to put you down, says you're too tall, too short, too old, too young, too fat, too skinny, too black, too white, too poor, too rich, whatever. You are you're an individual, and we need to find ways to feel empowered by that. And I hope that with the community center, especially in the future, we'll be able to provide more support to people like that. In the meantime, have faith in yourself. You're doing the right thing, and there's a lot of love and acceptance out there for you. You just sometimes have to find it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you during the month of Pride here in Vallarta.
All right, sweetie. Thanks for talking to me. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Take care. And stay tuned for more Insider PV because next week we're going to have a fantastic guest in this Pride month. Okay, well, thank you. Gracias.
Thanks. Bye, Pancho.
Bye.